Hello, this is Luke Rowe at God's Increased Garden. Welcome to another video. I'm going to plant kale today, so let's get started. Okay, so it's a very blustery, cloudy October day, so hopefully the wind does not affect the audio, but I'll try to talk as loud as I can. I probably will move the camera around just so you guys get good angles and stuff, but first I'm gonna uproot these tomatoes right here, because I mean they're not probably gonna, they are still flowering here, but I feel like the warm weather is not gonna come anytime soon, because it is fall, so it's the transition, you know. So there are still some tomatoes on there that I will save. Most of them are green grape tomatoes, but all the same, I'm just gonna pick them off here and compost the tomato plants. So I'm just gonna set these to the side. Hopefully I remember they're there so I don't trample over them. But here we go. These were indeterminate, so that's why they're like sprawling everywhere and they're not like bushy. So, and also, I'm not only doing this for the weather's sake, I'm doing it because, yeah, I can show you. There's bugs going after even green tomatoes, so it's not even worth trying to just leave them out here for them to turn red. So I'm just gonna take them all out. I think hopefully you guys saw that post. I had a bunch of green tomatoes and that's why I picked all the aromas in the front. The bugs were going after them. And I forgot how many, but it was like 25 quarts of pickled green tomatoes. So that was a great experience, and it's so easy. It's like vinegar, water, salt, and I cut the aromas in half. So I was gonna keep them whole, but I was on break one day at the garden factory, and one of my coworkers was like, I said, you know what, I'm gonna pickle green tomatoes, and I'm just gonna put them in the jar whole. And she said, it would actually be better to cut them in half, just so the pickling process would go by faster. So, yeah. So that's what I did. I just cut the aromas are already pretty small. So, I just cut them in half and stuffed them in there. So, almost done here. Let's see here. Just small ones. Let's pick off every last one. These were extra, so I just planted these kind of late. That's why they're just producing. So, but it's still edible, so it's not a total loss. So, just gonna pick those off there, and then I'll do another pile here of the. I'm gonna try to keep the roots in the ground to feed the microorganisms, so I'm just gonna break this stem off at ground level and then compost the rest of this. And there are, before I put this homemade compost down, there was carrots still growing from more than a year ago. I think it was, well, actually, no, it was probably exactly a year ago because I planted them in the fall from seed. And there's 1, 2, 3, maybe 6 of them in here. And I thought they were gonna die, but I'm like, I want to plant something different here. So I just put the homemade compost right on top of them, and they just came back up. So that's awesome. So yeah, I'm just breaking these off. Oh, and I could tell you about the pastas as I'm doing this. They don't look too good. But I mean, I think it's because initially, before I dunked them into the compost tea, I was trying to get all that bad fertilizer out, but I think next year, I think they will be more, I don't know, vigorous in growth and more adapted to the environment. The first year for anything is the most difficult, so we'll see. And there's actually leeks coming back too. I don't know what, maybe, I forgot. Maybe I planted them a while ago. I have no idea, but yeah, they're coming back as well. We have one here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them over here. Wow, it's awesome. All right, looks good. Okay, so before we plant the kale, we have to do something first. So I have here the Nick Agers compost tea. So brewing time depends on the temperature. So since it was in the 60s, it's okay that it went 36 hours. If you're brewing in the summer, it's gonna take less because the microorganisms multiply faster in warmer weather. So again, I was gonna spread this yesterday, but I had a full day at the apple farm, so I wasn't able to do it. I worked 9.5 hours yesterday. It was a long day, but I enjoy it. I picked some apples and stuff and helped them with household, I wouldn't say it a chore, but helping them with their garage and stuff. So here's the bag. I'm gonna squeeze out as much of this goodness as I can, because every bit helps. It's not for the faint of heart, I guess. You do get very dirty and smelly because there's fish emulsion in it, but yeah, as you can tell, very dirty business here. But it's good stuff, that's all I can say. Although I might have to take a shower after this. But just massaging it out there, getting everything out here. So, this recipe called for 2 cups of compost or forest soil. So I usually get the forest soil. Right down our street is Durandysman Park, so I just went down the path, walked a little ways into the woods, got more. I usually get more than 2 cups because, I mean, you went all that way, you know. So, and I want as much biology in this compost tea brew as I can. So I think I got about 4 cups of forest soil. So, okay, I think that should be good. Now with this, I'm not gonna throw it out because there's a lot of good stuff in it. I'm probably gonna, I don't know. I was thinking of putting it in my worm bin, but at the same time, I feel like the stink will go crazy and let fruit flies and yucky stuff into my compost bin. So I think I'm just gonna put it in my compost pile back there. So we'll leave it here for now. Also, I didn't add the yucca extract yet because Nick Ager says that it'll be like Dawn dish soap in a dishwasher. It'll just like bubble up and it'll like overflow out of the bucket. So you add it later. And I think he kind of changed it. I'm using his older recipe. It calls for a 1/2 cup of yucca extract. So I have my measurements here. I'm gonna pour that in. more of this. It's almost empty. Anyway, we're just gonna stir that in. And I forget the exact reason why I put this in, but I think it was along the lines of breaking down. This helps, like, whatever you dip it in or whatever you spread it on, to be able to absorb the nutrients in the water, especially when they're young. So that's always good. I was supposed to bring a large spatula, but I'm just gonna have to stir it with my hand. So, and a lot of it has caked to the bottom, so I try to disturb it every few plugs I dunk into it. Just want to disturb it a little bit, just so it doesn't keep on settling to the bottom. So, and I think I'm gonna put this, I mean, you don't need a lot, and I just have one full flat of black magic and white Russian kale. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this in a small container so it's more manageable and I don't have to haul around this huge 5-gallon bucket everywhere. So, okay, I think that's good enough. Now we are ready to plant, so let's get started. Alright, so here's my bucket of choice to make this kind of flat here so it doesn't spill. Alright, now I have to get the compost. And I do like the shape of this because I feel like with 5-gallon buckets, this part is, I mean, it's good for like very small plugs like this, but these kale plants are really, really tall. And I feel like when you put it in here, you have to bend the stems to put them in. And there is a risk of breakage. So with this, since it's so wide, you could just put it right in and you don't have to bend anything. So I like that about that. All right, we'll set this over here. Look at these beauties. Look at how beautiful they are. That's one flat. And this seed starting mix was actually not mine. I got it from Urban Worm Company. They were selling it and they have their own worm castings in there. And there's actually something about nitrogen in it that makes the plants stay healthy even in a very small cell. So let me see if I can get this out without hurting them. But yeah, look at that. Beautiful transplants, and they're humongous. Like, I've never seen them that big. Even in a 50 cell tray, like, that's huge. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, let's put this out of the way, kind of outside the bed, so it's not in the way. And then I'm just gonna put a little, let's see here. Oh, maybe that, I feel like the roots from the Rose of Sharon's really make it hard to grow anything by the fence over here, but we'll make do. Let's see here. I literally thought it was gonna be softer than this because it just, I mean, it's sprinkled out, but here, I'm just gonna have to get some water and water this whole bed just so it makes it easier for me to make the holes. Okay, so I just got some rainwater that we saved from the corner gutter there. So I'm just gonna pour some, you don't wanna do it, you don't wanna like put it down really fast because you really want it to soak into the ground better. So you just want to go over it one time just to get the initial soaking, and then we'll put the the little bucket on. Here we go. Nice and gentle there. I always say, well, I said this a while ago. I think it was actually last year, where I was telling a friend that the initial watering is just knocking on the door, but the second watering, which is like, usually I try to wait a few minutes later, the second watering is actually opening the door. It's kind of a metaphor, but yeah, because the soil doesn't, it's kind of weird, but the soil doesn't soak in when it's like, you know, when flash flooding occurs. It just like goes like a river on top of the dirt. But when it's a gentle watering, after a while it actually goes, it penetrates deeper into the soil. So, and I can see worms coming up, so that's a good sign. This will make it so much easier to put the holes in for the plugs. It's actually starting to rain out, but you know what? If I get soaked, I get soaked, you know? I have to get this done today. Because they say, like, once you stop bubbling your compost tea brew, you should try to use it the same day that you take the bubbles off. So that's what I'm doing. After I do dunk all the kale in here, I'm going to spread the compost tea on, I don't know the specifics yet, but mainly the stuff that needs it the most. Like, there's still kale in the front. Maybe I'll try to put some on the hostas, we'll see. I mean, they're gonna die back anyway because of the frost, but anyway, let's get started. Okay, hopefully the rainwater did its job. Let's see. Oh, I could tell it's a lot better, and it did penetrate pretty good. Maybe I should. This compost, homemade compost, it's not fully broken down, so it does still have a bit of like wood pieces in it and stuff. So it's gonna be a little difficult to make the holes. So I'm just kind of pulling away the compost a little bit to make the hole, but some of them I'm just putting it straight in and it's going through really nicely. So we'll just make holes here and make it look nice. Okay, finally done with that, and I can tell you right now that made such a difference. Just watering it first, letting that soak in the soil, make it moist, and then it worked like so good. So that's awesome. Now for the planting, my favorite part. So I don't know what variety I'm going to do first. It kind of doesn't matter. I didn't count how many holes I did, so I think it'll fill up most of this bed, but let's get started. So again, we do have, I think it's called, yeah, Black Magic Kale. It's this kind, and then the White Russian Kale is the one that's more light green. So let's start with these. And I think some of them have 2 plants in 1 cell, but I think they'll be fine. So yeah, and I started these on, I didn't know they were that old. That's crazy. It says August 12th. Wow, I didn't know they were in there that long. But I mean, they're still doing awesome. And you can see the roots. Look at that. See the roots? So beautiful. Okay, so hopefully it's still in the camera. I don't know. Okay, so I'm just gonna push it down. You really want your plants to be anchored in the soil so they don't break, especially today. It's very windy. So, and they've been outside of my propagation station against the chimney for most of their lives, so they don't mind the wind. It actually made them so much sturdier when they're used to that. That's why, well, in years past, I wouldn't put them outside until I was ready to plant them. But now, when they first germinate and they're like literally like that big, they're going outside, and they adjust a lot faster when you, oh shoot, I totally forgot. I didn't even dunk them in the compost seed. That's how long I've not done this. So I'm gonna have to, oh, see, I can't multitask like some mostly women do. Okay. Oh, totally forgot. Oh. There we go. Okay. See, it's a lot easier to put them in the hole than it is to take them out, I'll tell you that much. Okay, I'm trying to get as much roots as I can. Yeah, they're not coming out fully. Whoops. That's a big no-no. Okay. I didn't make the compost heap for nothing. It's supposed to go in here. Okay. Alright, here we go. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh, so embarrassing. Okay, let's put this over here where I can see it so I remember. Okay. And I'm pretty sure these, I don't know what the latest sowing of kale I've done before, but I know like last year, I think it was either late November or early December, like there was snow on the ground this deep and they were still growing. So, I mean, kale is so, I love kale. And it's not like lettuce where, I mean, it'll bolt in a blink of an eye. It's never gonna bolt, you know? So I love kale. And along with sunflowers, I determined to do them every single year, you know? So, yeah, I love kale. Words cannot explain. So, like, look at how big he is. See? Now, if I did that and tried to dunk that in a 5-gallon bucket, it probably would break. But now this is a rectangle, so I could just put it straight in and dunk it without worrying about breaking it. So it's gonna be firm but gentle. You don't want to break the stems or anything. And see, this is, most of the stem is out, but it'll straighten out once they know, well, once they plants always go towards the light, so they'll be more straight when they get established here. So I probably should have did the holes a little deep here. Yeah, don't be afraid to do it too deep, because you could always fill it in if you dug it too deep. So yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, moving on. Still doing the black magic here. Although there was, for some reason, a white Russian kale that went into the black magic cell, but I mean, they're all going in the same place, so it's not a big deal. So, and there are some empty cells here that the seeds didn't germinate. So usually I just put them around the plants that did make it. So just so I don't want to waste anything. This stuff was pretty expensive, so I just don't want to throw it straight in the trash, you know. So these, I mean, I've never grown this variety before, but I saw the mature picture of the leaves, and the leaves are like this, and they're the thin kind, not the ones that are like hand shaped. So I think it'll be really, I think it'll be really cool to see how they grow. So you can hear the bell, it's so loud, but it's still chiming away. I love it, you know. My grandpa's homemade bell, and my mom, she bought me a Majesty bell, and my grandpa's bell, it had really old ropes on it, and they hung it on their back porch. It was in very bad shape, and the Majesty, the top of it was rotting. I know you're supposed to apply a water protective agent on it, but I mean, I don't have time to do that, so I just made that bell, and I love it. And like I said in other posts, like, you could just have a very slight wind and you could hear it chime. I love it. So this weather is making, I mean, it's not allergies, but I usually get just like a stuffy nose or like a sore throat in the changing of seasons. So while we're going, especially from warm weather to cold, it's like my body's like, what is this? But I still love the seasons. I could never move to Florida, you know. And I think a lot of times there it's like in the 90s a lot of the times, and I don't like that. Like, that would be so boring, just staying inside with the AC on all day. Again, they do have great views of the beach and stuff, but still, I prefer the seasons. So I know a lot of people that have moved there already, but you know, it's their choice. You know, I have nothing against them. You know, it's what works best for you. You know. So some of these are kind of leggy. I don't think it was lack of nutrients, because their root structure is not totally filling the cell. Like when I'm taking it out, like a quarter to half of the dirt is falling off because the roots haven't even gone to that dirt yet. So I think it's just because I didn't expose it to enough wind or sun, but the sun is hard to come by in fall for sure. So, and plus, I mean, we have the house, we have our neighbor's fence, and we have the shed protecting 3 sides. So near my propagation station, there's not a lot of wind that goes through there. Although all those things that I just mentioned kind of funnel the wind in, but yeah, they weren't exposed to enough wind and sun. So, but I mean, it's okay. They're still gonna survive. So this is so satisfying, filling up a bed. So awesome. Yeah, there's actually quite a few cells that didn't germinate, which I think it's fine because I'm really making up for it with the 2 in each cell, which most of them have both plants in one cell. So really I'm making up for it, and even more if I was just doing 1 seed per cell. So okay, now we're about to go into the white Russian sage. So we'll start that. And I think it's gonna fill the bed. Look at that, guys. Oh, here's one. Oh, here's another one. Well, it's not gonna be, oh, actually, I forgot to fill it right here, so now it will be uniform here. Did I forget to, I think I forgot to dunk that again. Again. Stop forgetting, Luke, what's your problem? I would smack myself in the face, but I can't because my hands are dirty, so whatever. Okay, this one, oh no, wait, does it? Hopefully I don't break it. I kind of let these grow a little too big, but again, I work, well, actually, I can't say I work 6 days a week because a lot of times, like, on Friday last week, it was raining, so I was off the farm job, but my schedule is 6 days a week. It doesn't mean I'm working 6 days a week because sometimes I get off, especially on the farm job. So, yep. Here's another black magic hiding away again. I don't think there's a, oh, there is over here. I don't know how I missed that. A lonely hole over here. The hole's like, fill me, please. I did. So, you have reason to be quiet. Yeah, these, like, you could pick it right now if you want. If you want to put it in salad or whatever. It's ready to pick whenever. Just like salad greens. At any stage, you can have baby spring lettuce, or you can let it keep on growing. So you won't see the results of the compost tea working within this first week, but when you apply it, you're supposed to apply it 1 time a week for 3 weeks. You'll probably see the results between the 2 and 3 week mark. So just be patient. I mean, if you guys are gardeners, you know you have to be very patient with everything about gardening, because like Nick Yeager says, gardening is the most humbling thing because you know you don't know everything. Everyone's learning at the same time. So there's absolutely nothing to boast about because we don't know it all. So it's very humbling, really. Because even the most professional gardeners, they still have diseases, you know? So don't feel like you're alone, because we all live in a fallen world, and diseases will come even if you make all of the precautionary measures as you know to do, you know? So, and look at this, guys, I'm almost done. So I think I have, I don't know, maybe 12 plants left, but again, there's more than one in each cell usually, so it's a lot more than 50 plants. It has to probably be 100 or near 100, so it's pretty awesome. I probably should have done the holes a little bit farther apart, but I think it'll be fine, especially if I decide to pick them small. It'll be okay, because if you pick them small, they won't go into each other, you know? So, I think it'll be fine. And the ones in the front, I mean, I planted them pretty close together, and they're doing fine, you know? Like right now, when I came back from the Lamplighter Guild, and I was really inspired to put compost, like my homemade compost, although it wasn't fully broken down, to put it on my garden beds, and within just a week, things were like taking off like crazy. So it does work. So it's awesome. This is not good. These are all together. I can't. Oh, I just broke some. These are all twisted together for some reason. Okay. Some leaves kind of snapped. With kale plants, the stems right here, they're so easy to break. So while you're walking through your rows, just be careful not to hit them, because even the slightest touch they could break. So almost done here. It's crazy. I love doing plugs. I don't think I've really planted a seed direct sowed into the garden in so long. I'm not totally against it. I'm probably gonna try it with, usually with like summer vegetables like sunflower, cantaloupe, just like big seeds like, you know, beans and stuff. Those are really good direct sow, but like peas are pretty big, but at the same time there's a lot of varmints that will go after it. So that's one reason why I put it in a cell tray, and because usually varmints won't go after it once it starts growing. So I have it safe in my basement so no varmints get to it. So, but this year I had a horrible problem with sparrows going after it, so I really couldn't do anything about that. But maybe, because what I did in my 2022 garden was I had it in this bed and this bed, and I had 2 to 4 poles like right in the middle, and then I put mesh around it. So they were way up here, like way up here, and then they started to come out of the mesh on the top. So before long, the sparrows couldn't get to them. So, man, it's so windy. Oh, so windy. It's never been like this in so long. And I think it really started picking up at like, I don't know, 11 or something. So crazy. So I'm just spreading the rest of these that didn't germinate, side dressing the kale, so just to give them a lot of nutrients. So I'm just gonna, alright. Okay, now I'm gonna cover these holes back up because we're not gonna use them. Well, yeah, because I do have, sorry, I'm gonna get closer. I do have lettuce, peas, more kale, and Chinese cabbage over there in the propagation station. This is kind of late because I should have done my last sowing in like at the latest maybe early to mid September. So we'll see how they do. If they don't make it, hey, it's a learning curve, you know? Yeah. So my other Chinese cabbage, there's at least 24 probably to the right of my compost heap over there. So those are doing pretty good. They're still recovering. Oh, as I was gonna say before, if you guys are doing plugs like this, they will go through a very stressful stage. And that's when you'll see bugs, especially slugs, going after them. So but it's okay. Just leave them, take off the dead stuff as you see it. But once their stress goes down and they get used to where they're growing and the environment and stuff, all the bugs will go away. So it's okay. Once they go through the stressful stage, they're gonna grow and they're gonna keep on growing. Thanks for watching, guys, and that concludes today's project. If you guys want to, head over to my YouTube channel. You can comment if you'd like, or also it would be really cool if you could subscribe and like this video. And you guys have a great day.